these battle-hardened Sea Eagles against the best centre in the game. Another enigma, Jamie Lyon.
Dummy goes himself, and the captain has scored.
Against these two young halves who play with a wisdom and guile not only beyond their years, but beyond our imagination. And this tough nut, Anthony Jake Watmo. He'd fight a rattlesnake and give it the first two bites.
Who do you think it is again? His name is Foran.
Wow! What about that?
Oh, that was a funny day. It was a great match, that one. It's one that I think I'll remember probably for the rest of my career. I love every time I get to come up against Piercy out there, because it's just like our childhood days, you know, back when we used to line up with each other on the front lawn, and we'd be kicking the footy, and it'd turn into a game of footy, and we'd just be charging at each other, bashing one another. And, it's like that, you know, when we go out there and play NRL games, you know, it just brings back those childhood memories.
Now the fold around, we'll see Foran score. Foran has scored.
And don't think that little pat on the head from Foran to Mitchell Pearce is disrespectful. They're great mates, they go back a long way. And
how was it to grow with Mitchell?
It was unreal, really. It was a blessing in disguise, to be honest with you. You know, like I said, we moved to St Ives and went to school at St Ives North Public, and wasn't too many league kids about. You know, me and Liam, you know, loved kicking the footy together, and then all of a sudden we find out that Mitchell Pearce is in the same grade as Liam at school, and the friendship just grew from there, you know, obviously being league kids and just being so into our footy and wanting to kick the footy and watch football all the time. Yeah, we just became great mates and have never really looked back.
Now, I know your mum pretty well, Sharon. I can see Sharon in you. What parts of your dad are in you?
Oh, definitely his work ethic. You know, everything he does in life has to be done to the full amount. You know, as kids, he used to always say, if you're not going to, you know, put your heart and soul into it, don't bother doing it at all. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned from Dad growing up. I think I just see a lot of Dad's work ethic in me. You know, I like to work for everything that I've got. I don't like it to be handed to me. And yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest lesson.
Now, it looks like you've got a pretty good family at the Sea Eagles. Tell us about the Stewart brothers. What do you know about the Stewart brothers that we don't?
Oh, look, mate, I can't speak highly enough of them, to be honest with you. They've been very good mates of mine since I came to the club, as have, you know, most of the boys. But I get on really well with Brett and Glenn. I suppose they're brothers, just like me and Liam are, and I see the similarities in one another. They're just the most loyal, down-to-earth blokes I think you'll come across. What you see is what you get.
Captain Jamie Lyon?
Yeah, look, Killer's been huge. I often say to people when they ask me who's the best player or the classiest player I've ever played with, and I always say Jamie Lyon. I don't think there's a classier player in the game. I just think the way he goes about himself, the way he handles himself, the way in which he can come up with champion plays at champion moments in the big games. I just don't think there's a player that does it better, and he's just a great leader.
How is it defending with Steve Maddie?
Oh, it's unreal, mate. There's not a more kind of fierce competitor and passionate bloke out there on the field with us. Steve gets the most out of every tackle that he goes into, and he's just the sort of guy, you know, he's always got cover for you out there. He's constantly talking to me, telling me where I need to be, you know, push the boys in to get tighter or pull out or, you know, get off the line faster. He's a really big talker out on the field and someone that I love having beside me.
How are you feeling about being impending father?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be a young father. I'd always said to myself that if I could get myself set up and buy a house and find the right partner, that I'd love to be a young dad. You know, Beck also, you know, wanted to be a young mum, and so we decided to try for a baby this year, and yeah, I'm really excited.